Well, hello, Rod, Broken Nickel Garage, your wrenches and wilderness guy. What my channel's about is wrenches during the week and camping on the weekend. I'm here to kind of show you tips and tricks that might help you with your DIY projects on your vehicles, camping ideas and tips, tricks that make your adventures a little nicer, a little easier. And I'm here to show you gear. I buy real gear and I use the gear. I'm not one of these guys that just buys something or gets something for free and gives you an opinion of one use. I put my stuff through the paces, and I do that because one, I want quality products, and if I can save $1 and buy something that performs awesome without breaking the bank, that's even better. So I hope you'll continue to watch and join and like and subscribe and all that great stuff, and I'll always try to put some links in the description to a lot of the items. You may be wondering why I'm in a pickup today. I'm driving my little Lieutenant Dan project truck instead of riding my KLR 650 on my trusty donkey. Well, I've been doing a lot of solo camping this year. I gave myself a New Year's resolution to have 30 nights of camping done by the end of September. And then I didn't do any winter camping, and really, I think April was the first time I got out. And, you know, my dogs, they love to go camping. They're like, dude, you've been camping every week into the summer. Yeah, I felt bad. So, brought my dogs. But we're getting closer to my goal of 30 nights. I think this will be night 24. Then we made, I didn't bring a tent. I brought my Free Soldier 13 foot by 13 foot tarp. And I think I want to experiment again. I might do a truck bed tarp combination. Yeah, I just had to stop for a moment. You know, I always laugh when we're watching a scary movie and the victim, you know, is running at a full sprint through a forest. Look at all this down timber. It's everywhere. This is really more common than not. You're not going to sprint through this very well. Well, we made it to the top of Green Mountain. Another reason I kind of thought about sleeping in the truck. It's pretty rocky. So we're going to do something a little different than my normal night camp. We're going to go back with our tarp. We're going to run the tarp over the truck, make an awning, and probably do a tie off on the tree, and then stake out the sides. And we'll see how that turns out. Well, looks like Roscoe found a shady spot. We're gonna get ready, start our campfire for the night. I want to show you how easy it is to get a fire going with a product called GoFire. I'm not sponsored, but I will put a link in my description. You can purchase it through Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive for a box of these. These work really damn well. She's going. Well, it's about dinner time. I'm kind of rushing a little bit. I wish I had a little bit better bed of coals. But we're going to do a baked potato. Tinfoil. I always keep some in, I always try to keep some in my kit. Now, this is going to take a while. Well, hope I don't burn it. Like I said, I'm kind of rushing it. I don't have enough coals. Well, we'll just see what happens. See if we can get lucky. Well, my first attempt at a tarp/truck bed camping. I think it'll work. I may end up dropping this point down before I go to bed. Help kind of control some of the wind. And I may need to add some more weight onto my guy point here. Oh, and I ran a ridge line actually from the tree, tied off to the eyelets with a tension knot, and I ran a ridge line full length of the truck down to the front bumper to, I don't know, might be an overkill, but I figured to help keep the front of the tarp from bouncing and flapping. Good old PBR. I'm not really much into that micro brew, and I'm sure no beer snob. If it's wet, I'll drink it. I do lean towards the PBR. I used to be a Miller fan, but it gives me headaches now. But nothing like a nice cold beer towards the end of the day with the fire roaring. And once that baked potato gets pretty close, we'll start cooking a steak. I got a new small camping MSR fry pan, so I figured a steak would be the proper way to break in that new pan. Roscoe's one happy tuckered out puppy dog, sniffing and a little exploring. He's definitely pampered. He likes his soft bed at home, but make sure we keep rolling our baked potato around. So why do you go camping? Do you solo camp? Camp with a partner, friends, buddies? Well, I can't fully explain it in words why I do it. This is part of it. There's just something about being out in the wild. You know, it's not crazy like man versus wild and beast, but it's just, there's a feeling about it. An enjoyment, a certain tranquility that I can't put into words. And for those of you who are wanting to do this, I encourage you, start looking into it. You can start simple. You don't have to be over the top. I'm not over the top hardcore crazy by any means. At least I don't believe I am. But get out and enjoy. Enjoy it while you can. So we don't know what tomorrow's going to hold. And like I said before, we know how we feel today. We don't know what next year will be like. So enjoy it while you can. Share it with those that you can. Yeah. So reason number 192 for why we go camping. It's the food. We're going to be doing a steak. The plan was to break in my new MSR fry pan. Well, I am going to say don't waste your flipping money. The handle clips in, and unfortunately it falls off pretty easy, and I don't know where that handle is. I'm thinking it must be in the tote where I store it. I just looked in my moto bag and it's not in there. I want something to stay in place, so find a different pan. I will not recommend MSR's fry pan. But we're still going to use it because that's what I have. And but we're still going to use our trusty MSR pocket rocket that has never let me down. And we will just use some vice grips for our pot holder. So something I like, instead of butters, well, I like butter, don't get me wrong. I use some coconut grease. Really durable. It holds up well in our backpacks and camping world. And done. I'll put the lid back on that. These are awesome little containers. I flipped it upside down, but that's the top. They clip together. I think they're from Go Human or something similar. I'll double check. Now this is a no-stick pan, and like I said, that handle falling off, it had to have fallen off in my storage tote, and I just did not see it when I grabbed it. But that is a no bueno for me. A little ribeye action tonight. We're just doing a fry pan. Obviously, because I want to break it in. No, stay away. It's not for you, bear. Nope. Alright, we'll let that do its thing. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. Oh, she's sniffing. Peel an onion. Won't get a lot in there, but a little bit. Another reason I'm not too fond of this MSR fry pan, you can see this black on my cutting board. Tried scrubbing that off. It rode in my pannier bag and rubbed some of the finish off onto my cutting board. I don't know, I guess I'm still in search of a good fry pan. My cool little containers. I sure like these containers. Especially if it's just you're just doing a 1 or 2 night deal. All right, I think we're pretty much done, maybe, hopefully. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get some butter on this baked potato. Oh, okay, we'll get almost all the butter on the potato. Get the old bacon bits. I'm actually surprised I got some cell phone reception up here. Bacon bits. Haha. Bacon makes everything better. Didn't have any sour cream at the house. Hey, that's alright. We'll let that do its thing. Let's go so caveman on this steak. We'll eat that potato and never go wrong with a ribeye. Do you know what time it is? It's Zen Bivvy time. Well, at least we'll get her set up. Get the bed ready. Get the bed ready for the dogs here in the truck. Well, it's a blissful night in the Zen Bivvy. Minus my dog was definitely trying to take over the Zen Bivvy. But first things first this morning, we're gonna get some coffee going. Alright, we got the coffee going. We just went back to the good old trusty table. My impromptu windscreen is my MSR fry pan that I'm not recommended. See the summit, pour over coffee kit. The water is boiling hot. Cheers. Cheers. Well, I hope the wind's not too bad. The wind's it's starting to whip pretty good up on this mountaintop. We're up on Green Mountain. Had another pretty awesome Zen Bivvy night. Sleeping in that thing. Rough part was Roscoe. He discovered the comfort of the Zen Bivvy and kept trying to push me off or out of it. But like I said, I like using coconut grease. Very durable as far as heat, packability. And healthier than a lot of your other seed oils. Or at least that's what my daughter tells me. She says it's better for me. I don't know if I want to do the whole potato. I'm not that hungry. I actually thought about not even having breakfast, but I brought bacon. So I don't want to take a chance of wasting. Wish I had my handle. Damn MSR. Yeah, I like stuff to be pretty bulletproof, idiot proof. However, that handle fell off so easily. In the when I had it stowed in my tote. That would be, yeah. I wouldn't want to do a multi-day trip with this. It'd be so easy for that handle to possibly fall off during pack-up when you're loading your bike or your gear. I've been using these little fork spoons. Comes with two. They've got a little bungee system that locks them together. Kind of like it. For stuff like this is great. Starting to smell good. And I usually carry one of these multi-spice kits. I find these are pretty handy. Don't take up a lot of space. Oh, it smells good. I love the smell of bacon. Then mixed with a little bit of green onion and some red bell pepper. Oh, it's a good smell. Well, it's cooking. So I wanted to talk just food safety. I live in Montana, and a lot of areas I go to, Montana is very bear populated. There's a lot of bears between black bear and grizzly. And don't take chances when it comes to foods. I mean, raw meat, bears can smell that from a long ways, and they're not the only animals. Coyotes. We do have wolves. Rarely see a wolf, but their numbers are on the rise. But take bears seriously. The odds of a bear encounter and any physical harm is very low. But I believe out of the lower 48 states, possibly North America, the majority of bear attacks happens here in Montana for multiple reasons. But so food safety is important. Don't keep food in your truck with you when you're sleeping or your tent. Find some kind of appropriate food containers. Whether it's I like Ursack, but if I'm truck camping, I take one of my Bear Vaults, big round. I ended up swapping my motorcycle gear. Camera's tipping over. Damn wind. But yeah, play safe. You don't want to be a statistic when it comes to bears. But to be honest, like I said, it's not a very common occurrence, but it can happen, and it has happened. Don't leave food out. Put everything away. Don't throw your scraps out. Do something with it. Pack it out with you, or I try not to leave any food scraps when I'm done cooking, but sometimes it happens. So a lot of times, if I can have a campfire going, I'll just burn up my scraps in the campfire. Same with like if we have beer cans or soda cans, I'll put them in the fire, and mainly just to boil everything out of the cans so they're good and dry, and we pick them up in the morning and take them, pack it out. I think it's time to have a little breakfast. Tastes damn good. Well, all in all, I enjoyed it. It was a good night out. Ate some good food. Baked potato turned out perfect. Steak was great. Of course, shared it with the dogs. Little belts. Wish it wasn't so smoky hazy. But pretty amazing mountain range. Has a lot to offer.